Yo, what's up, good people? Y'all know what time it is. Tuesday night, AA Sports, straight sports, no chaser. There go the Rich McCall in the building.
This is the other half of AA Sports. All hate Mr. Enrique. Happy to be here on a Tuesday. Here to talk these playoffs. Got the NFL draft coming up. It's a good week of sports. Good time to be alive.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And to go on right into it, open bar people. I know I'm going to go ahead and eat a little crow. And I was thinking about this over the weekend, and I was like, we really made some rookie moves on some of these predictions. We're calling some of these teams saying that they were done after 2-0. We done watched way too many playoff series. We've seen way too many teams. A lot of these teams that was up 2-0. I mean, you look at Washington. You look at
Spurs.
Antonio. I don't think they did what they supposed to do. Whole home.
Yeah.
And then you had Memphis, Atlanta coming back. They did what they supposed to do. They held home court. Now that Bulls Celtics series, I thought that was really done. But of course, Rondo being out, that totally
altered it.
The whole complexion of that series. And no home team has won a road game yet. So,
shout out to the teams who back to life. Shout out to them. We'll dissect them in a little bit, but yeah, I came front. I thought that Spurs series was over. I mean, I know they were at home and they did what they were supposed to do, but Memphis I wasn't really a fan of Memphis' team coming into it. I haven't been really a fan over the years because I think they've wasted the prime of them big men by not getting a wing, but this is what they do. They defend and they hit shots at home. But we'll get to them in a little bit. Let's go ahead and start our playoff recap. We ain't going to dig too deep into the two sweeps because the Cavs did what they were supposed to do by taking care of the Pacers, and the Warriors did what they were supposed to do by taking care of Portland. If you look at the numbers over that series, the big three did what they were supposed to do. LeBron, 33, 10, and 9. Only problem I got with LeBron is he had to play 44 minutes a game in that series. And in comparison, Kyrie and Love only played 34 and 33 minutes apiece. I hope them minutes don't come back to bite LeBron later on, but none of them games were necessarily layups. He had to play the minutes, it seems like.
Right, and then the one game where they came back from about 25 down, those minute numbers are going to be a little bit skewed, especially for Kyrie and Kevin Love. They didn't play for a quarter.
That's true.
So I think this is what we're going to see from Cleveland pretty much from now until the end of the playoffs. They're going to be one of those teams. They're not going to lock you down the entire game, but they're going to be more looking to play defense in crucial spots, 4 or 5 minute stretches of locking the team down.
Exactly.
Trying to gain a cushion, or for teams to come back, locking down right there toward the end. I thought they played a lot better defense than they had been playing, even with saying that. So,
yep, they did.
Like things are trending upward as far as the Cavs' defense is concerned.
Yeah, they did what they had to. You're right.
Paul George, what did Larry do with him?
I tell you what, I pulled up salary information for the team just to see, because everybody's thinking he wants to go. Quite frankly, I didn't see a good performance on Sunday. Not to say I think he gave us all. He tried. His series numbers were awesome at 28, 9, and 7. But looking at that team and looking at their financial situation, it ain't getting better no time soon. It's not. So there's no money to bring help in. None. They pretty much after next season they can shave $65 million off of that cap. With him, Monte Ellis and Young, if they decide to take their player options. The way Monte Ellis played and the way Young played, I doubt they're going to take that player option. They're probably going to opt in and stay because that's too good of money for them to leave on the table, and they might not get it somewhere else. So essentially, George is the only one that's going to come off. This is the team. There's not much help coming. And hell, Teague's a free agent, and they got to pay him. So Larry, if I'm Larry, I think I make the deal. I think I call somebody, see what I can get, and make the deal. Because it's not really many options. If he's trending towards leaving, You got to take control of the situation in some form of capacity. You can't just let this man walk for nothing. At least get a player or two and a pick somewhere. You know, that's what I would do.
Yeah, you got to get something. But it's going to be hard for a lot of these middle of the road teams. Period.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about the other day and briefly, but just the landscape of the NBA right now. If you don't have at least two bare minimum, more than likely you need 3 all-star type players, then you're just going to be a middle of the road playoff team, and that's going to be pretty much your ceiling every year.
That's it.
So what are we going to do? Reshuffle the hand and, you know, it come back the same, just different faces, different names?
That's like the other day I was telling you, I was like, blow it up. You was like, shit, how can they blow it up? What they got to offer anybody? You know, I mean, truth be told, they really don't. So, I mean, I'm looking at this staff, this team. If they call anybody, they're going to get laughed off the phone. I mean, Miles Turner is probably their main piece to trade. That's it.
They're going to want one of the main pieces, and it's probably going to be Miles Turner, and Larry Bird not going to do that.
Right.
You know, he'll offer up probably Monte, Teague.
He'll throw Jungle in there and get laughed off the phone. But he ain't even got leverage with Teague now. Teague's free this summer. Free.
From Teague.
Right. You know, well, I mean, they might have a bag for him. Who knows? But they need to trade Paul George.
And he is from the area. I forgot Teague is from the area, so you know you can't tell sometimes with these players. So maybe he wants to stay. Who knows? But I saw an interesting stat about Paul George, especially since, you know, after was that game 1, you know, when he was talking about C.J. Miles, I got to get that. I got to have that last shot. Paul George is all time now 2 for 32 in potential game winning or game time shots.
I mean, he pissed the bed a whole lot.
Yeah, and that shot he took Sunday, that shit it barely hit the backboard.
And you know what? That Sunday game, you would like to say it was an anomaly. You would like to say that, but he was off from the start of the damn game. He was off.
Yeah. And
2 for 32? Shit.
Yeah.
and you hollering at C.J. Miles? I need that. Hey. I bet if we find C.J. Miles stats, he might have 2 game-winning shots.
I'm willing to put money on it. He has more than 2. I'm willing to go 3, at least.
Damn.
Yeah, 2 for 32. That's not good, player.
Man, everybody claim they're a superstar. It's really not that easy.
And speaking of which, and I thought I unfollowed him, but I guess I didn't. Maybe somebody else retweeted it because I don't follow Jason Whitlock no more. But he had a good little saying. He was like, Paul George is a studio superstar.
Hey,
can't argue with that.
Right. I mean, you know, put it this way. If you a max level superstar, I think you should be able to get 1 game at home. You should be able to win your team. Just will them to 1 game at home. They was up 25 points at home. And lost.
You can't lose that game.
You can't lose that game. I'm sorry. You come in the office talking about, yeah, you know, this ain't working out. I'm going to put that film on. Like, what happened? Yeah. What happened? I mean, you know, it's a team game. I get that. But a max level star, you're up that type of points at home and you lose, that's not good, player. It might just be time for a change. It might just be time.
Yeah.
But, you know, shit could have been better for him because Jan Amini, you know, he was hurt this series. I'm sorry. You know, I'm going to get to him a little bit. He's with Washington. He used to be with them. I'm sorry. His contract had me off. Anyway, Golden State did what they were supposed to do against Portland. You know, I was on here about a week or so ago, I believe, and I said Dame and them was going to get game 1. I know I didn't say they was going to get the series, but I said they get game 1. I thought it would be a lot more competitive than what it was, but Golden State's pretty damn good. It was so good that they survived Clay not having a good series at all. I mean, he averaged 18 points, but he only averaged 2 boards, 1 assist, and shot 39 from the field and 3. They're that damn good. They survived a starter shooting that bad an entire series.
Yeah.
You know, KD only played 2 games. But I tell you, man, you can say what you want about Draymond. He's an asshole. He's this, he's that. When you're putting up 14, 10, 8, 2, and 4, You playing damn good ball. Damn good ball.
Yeah, I mean,
and JaVale McGee.
They was able to style on Portland because, Portland offered little to no resistance at all. You got CJ and Dame, and that's about it. You're not getting anything consistent from nobody else from game to game.
Man.
I mean, that was
you ain't said nothing right there. Good Lord.
It was just, straight mismatch. So
it speaks to what you just said, though. You got two. I don't even see a third, like, up-and-comer on that team.
I mean, they paid Allen Crabbe to be that dude, and that's to say it's not consistent. I mean, Allen Crabbe is capable of scoring 15, 18 points, but you can't count on it every game. Same thing with Aminu. He's capable of giving 15 a game, but he's not going to do it every game. It's going to be one out of every 3 games, something like that. And it's never all of those role players balling together, it seems like.
Right.
It's always hit or miss. So, I mean, we've been talking about Portland in the same rut for how many years, even when they had LaMarcus. And now you take into the fact they have really no low post threat. Well, I forgot the big guy was out, but
yeah, he just came back last game. But I tell you what, I think you mentioned it to me on the side one day. They need to call Phil. Well, first, Dame need to fly to New York and get with Melo. Talk him into coming there. Offer some of these C-level players that play defense. That's what Phil said he wants, defensive players. They need each other. That third player would be real nice on that team, but we all know Melo ain't going no damn Portland. So
I can see something working. Like I think they got Evan Turner too. Yeah. Between Aminu, Evan Turner, and Allen Crabbe, them 3 guys right there, that you should be able to package something up for at least 2 of them.
And I want to say they got 2 firsts. Because they got a first from the trade from the big man.
Okay.
So a first and a couple of them should get you a player.
Yeah, but them game-changing players, it ain't that many.
Well, it's a fire sale in New York. Problem is, what Melo gonna do? And I looked at their financial situation as well. Them dudes are tied up. I mean, there's no flexibility with them. It ain't much coming off their cap the next couple of years is gonna give them flexibility to do anything. So this is pretty much the team. Outside of you can move some of these small pieces, and that's again a big if.
Right. And that's why I say you just reshuffling the deck because moving small pieces for more small pieces, you're still in the same boat more than
right.
So
yeah.
Can you do
7 or 8 in the West for the next 3-4 years, unless they trade, CJ or Dame. But if your whole thing is predicated off of 2 small guards and they got to give you damn near 25 to 40 every night for y'all to have a chance, you ain't really gonna have a chance.
I mean, game 1 they scored what, like 80-something combined points?
Yeah, I think it was 60 in the first half, round about.
They still took that L. Like it wasn't no last minute possession they lost by. They took that L still. So
right. Right. I mean, what can you say? All right, let's move on to the Eastern Conference. We're gonna go to the Bulls and Celtics. This series here is a tale of a hand being broken. That's it. I firmly believe that this series would be in a totally different place if Rondo would have been playing. The report of Rondo's hand being broken came out, I want to say Thursday. Was it Thursday morning, Friday morning?
It was Friday morning. We did the show Thursday, and we didn't know.
Yeah. So Friday morning, his hand is a report of his hand being broken, and that literally changed the complexion of this series because they were moving the ball. The defense was better. Rondo's a natural point guard. You can say what you want. He is a wild animal, but he is a natural point guard, and he spreads the ball. He's putting up almost a triple-double. Points and rebounds and assists-wise, but he's been out, and the Celtics have won the last 2 games. Isaiah Thomas, was able to bury his sister, and it seems like he got a little bit more focused after that. And the team basically began hitting shots. If you look at Game 3, their percentages, they shot 48 from the field, 46 from 3. They hit 17 threes in that game, in one game. 34 assists. They were moving the ball. They were hitting shots, moving the ball.
Yeah. If Boston's hitting threes like that, then that's
you ain't gonna beat them if they're hitting threes.
Yeah. You don't normally expect that. Not at 46%.
Right.
As a team.
Right.
And then the Bulls, I mean, you got Butler and Wade, but who else is stepping up over these last 2 games consistently? Nobody. The point guard situation has.
Oh my God.
I don't know what the hell Fred Hoiberg is doing, but he played like 3 or 4 guards in the first half. So
right.
He clearly don't know what the hell he want to do.
Man, that Grant kid, I forgot he was on that team. And he was a first-round pick like a year or so ago. He's horrible.
Right.
I mean, damn.
So, I mean, they had to end up going to get the guard that played best was, I think, Isaiah Cannon, and he wasn't even dressed for the first game.
Right. Yeah, he played game 4.
Yeah.
I ain't put his stats on there because honestly, I didn't know who he was. But
maybe he played good in that home game, game 4. But what's going to happen when you go on the road now? I don't think you can expect that kind of production out of him on the road. So Bulls in for a fight for the rest of this. I mean, I picked them in 7. I'm gonna stick with that. But
shit, Rondo got the cast off. He talking about playing game 6. Right. I didn't know they were gonna pull the cast off that fast.
Oh, they said 7 to 10 days. So I guess it's coming up on a week. So they probably play with a splint on it.
Yeah. This wasn't his shooting hand.
Neither one is really his shooting hand.
Right. I mean, I'm just thinking for dribbling purposes at least. I mean, you're right. You could probably stand him at the top of the key and put a gun in his head and say hit 5 of them. He'd probably be dead. But dribbling purposes.
I think if it was regular season, he'd probably stay out a little bit longer. But now due to the playoffs, it ain't gonna drop 2 games, and it's clearly he's a big piece. They're probably rushing back a little bit. So.
I tell you, another person who has regressed in this series is Robin Lopez. I think he was giving them like almost 18 and 10 the first 2 games.
Yeah, he was double first 2 games.
Yeah, he done come back to life and back to reality. Al Horford came alive, giving them solid numbers. But if they lose tomorrow.
Million, he need to do better than giving solid numbers.
That's all he got. I'm just glad the Hawks didn't pay him. That's all he has. He is not a superstar. But you know what? The biggest, we can do a fun topic with this because this series is what it is. If the Bulls don't win tomorrow, I think they lose the next game as well. Jimmy Butler and Marcus Smart. Give them 5 minutes. Who you got coming out the room?
Jimmy.
No hesitation, Jimmy.
Size. 6'6", 6'7" against 6'2", 6'3".
Yeah. Marcus is a wild one though.
No, I'm saying Marcus he'll get his in, you know what I'm saying? He got heart, he ain't gonna, he ain't no punk. But
why are they so damn chippy? we've been talking about this pretty much since we revived the show. It's like they just want to fight every week. Somebody.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think they may make their match on this one.
Yeah. Jimmy didn't seem bothered. When you're talking that calm, you're good.
Yeah, they say watch out for people that talk calm. Them the crazy ones.
But yeah, Jimmy got that. But if you're shooting 39% from the field as a team and 42 on game 4, you ain't gonna win. Not many games at all. Hell, they ain't shoot 30% from the field from 3 in the last 2 games. So, but that ain't never been really their niche. Another team that's unbalanced, and this is just what it is.
Yeah, it's what they are. So, I know I kind of threw a disclaimer out there last week, even though I flushed Boston down the toilet. I was like, well, if Chicago turned back into the Chicago we've seen all season, and it seemed like that's what happened. Wade,
man,
got some ankle weights, need to do some toe raises or something because he's just not getting that lift.
Man. He about 35, man.
Yeah, 34, 35, somewhere around there.
I don't want to say he's done because he can still do. I just think it's just too much required of him on this team. If you had him coming off the bench like 20, 25 minutes just to score, not really have to play defense, he'd be straight. But when you're requiring him to be a linchpin to y'all winning, that ain't going to happen.
Yeah, so that's going to be another key if they can, pull this thing out. They need at least one game out of the remaining games. They need one game of vintage Wade. They need Flash for at least one game.
It's possible. It's possible tomorrow night.
I think he balled out like, was it game 2? I want to say
game 4. Where am I at? No, game 3 he had 18 points, but then he went back down to 11 and 6. Game 4. I can't remember which game it was he got hung, but just start slapping the board. Don't dunk no more. Don't try to dunk. Slap the board. Finger.
About his lift, because I want to say game 3 or 4. One of them games at home, I want to say he got a layup beat. Like in crunch time. Like, damn, dude.
Hey, cuz 2003 was a long time ago.
Yeah, it really was. And did we talk about that last week? I don't think it was last week. I think I just saw the stat over the weekend. They were talking about LeBron's total playoff points, and they had a list. And I think Wade was like maybe 2,000 or 3,000 behind him.
Yeah.
Came out the same year.
Yeah.
So I've been telling people before LeBron came to Miami. Everybody was trying to say LeBron was going to ride D-Wade coattails. I was trying to tell them, D-Wade ain't did shit since he won that title with Shaq. It was a couple years they didn't even make the playoffs, I believe.
Yeah, they was in the gutter. The Hawks beat them a couple times in the playoffs. Right. And I want to say they tanked the year before they got LeBron. Because I want to say that was the year. No, they tanked the year before with Beasley to get Beasley. Mm-hmm. And then they lost all them games again. So, it's been a lot of thin years in the playoffs. A whole lot of them.
Right. So I think his name is one of those ones. Dwayne Wade's name go under the radar a little bit. We start talking about these guys, talking about them teaming up, and they need this, they need that, and the third. Hey, look no further than right there before you start criticizing. Cause
they'll never give it to him like that. Yeah. Even though he ain't never won a title without a Hall of Fame ever.
Ain't never had playoff success without one.
Without a Hall of Fame. So
somebody with him. So, but I digress.
Yeah.
What do you think the rest of the series is going to look like? I'm still taking Bulls in 7.
You know what? I don't know. I think I got to go with the Celtics in 6.
Going in 6?
With no Rondo, that's going to be tough, man. They don't have a point guard. I mean, they literally don't have a lead guard. It's like they're playing 4 on 5. Yeah. Michael Carter-Williams only played a few minutes the other night. Grant, they should leave him in Chicago. Zipser, I mean, these dudes are not showing up.
Michael Carter-Williams, he eating scared. He looks scared out there.
And man, that kid has so much promise. Like, what the hell happened?
I don't know.
It's like once he started getting traded every week, shit just went wrong. Didn't he win Rookie of the Year like 2 years ago? Maybe 3?
Was he Rookie of the Year?
With Philly. Yeah, he won it with Philly. He was the first piece of the process. Well, Hinkie drafted right. That lets you know how bad shit done got. He won Rookie of the Year maybe 2 or 3 years ago. Well, that just lets you know how bad the class was too.
Yeah. Oh
well. Okay, let's move on to the Hawks and Wizards. Well, we thought they were dead. Well, I don't want to say we thought they were dead, but it was tough. Them 2 games, they were tough. But the Hawks came back, tied the series up 2-2. They could have won game 1. They could have won game 2. It just seems like we weren't getting the stops we needed, and we couldn't stop the Wizards from getting out on them breaks and going 10, 11 points in a row. But it's been a completely different team over the last 2 games. And I tell you one thing, Markieff Morris, boy, has he been spotted since he said the MMA comments?
I pulled up the stats since the MMA comments. So that means game 2, 3, and 4. Because that was after game 1, right?
Yeah, that was game 1.
All right. After game 2, 3, and 4, Markieff Morris is averaging 7 points, 4 boards, and an assist. But he's been pretty consistent in another category, averaging
fouls.
5 fouls since then. On the other hand, Millsap, the guy who he was talking the shit about, 25, 11, and 5 since them comments. So, at this point, Markieff, you just got to stop talking at this point because now it's about you got to play.
Right.
It was, the comments was funny. Yeah, you look like he was punking Sap the first game, but now what you gonna do?
I think I hit you with this the other night, and I was like, Sap just better than him. It's like when you take all the bullshit out, all that fouling, Sap's better than him.
Yeah.
He's just better. So, of course, they got in Sapp's head game one with all that fouling. Gortat was putting his hands on him. It was physical. I don't think Sapp was prepared for that. But like you said, look at the numbers. They don't lie at all.
It's not even close.
Not even. Markieff don't watch most of these last 3 games.
Yeah.
From the bench.
Can't stay out of foul trouble. He's not adjusting. He's like, come on, dude. After them comments, after what was said in both press conferences, they're gonna have an eye on you.
And it's stupid shit too. It's like if you were watching the game last night, like going into timeouts and stuff, he shoving folks, putting his hands on folks.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, you hurting your team. I want to say Millsap has already shown you he has no problem shooting double-digit free throws in a game.
Right.
He ain't got no problem. He'll eat at that foul line. And all you're doing is putting them back there. And, look at the fourth quarter last night. Fourth quarter when they needed him. Sapp ate that boy alive. Yeah. Ate him alive in that fourth quarter. But I tell you one thing. When you look at this Wizards team, this team, the way it's put together and the talent, it lets you see how good John Wall is. When he's distributing that ball, because them dudes, what do you think about that talent level now that we've had 4 games to look at them? I mean, you got Beal, you got Wall, but the rest of these dudes, it just seems like Wall, if he's not getting 14, 15 assists to get them going, they're not gonna do nothing.
Yeah, and I'm actually surprised by Markieff because he is one of the reasons why I said that I think Cleveland's toughest series or team to try to beat would be Washington because he's supposed to be that third guy. He's not showing up in this series after game 1. Gortat is not your third guy.
Otto's solid, but he ain't ready yet.
Yeah, Otto's more of a he's more of a defender right now. He's making some shots, but Washington they kind of up and down.
Yeah.
They was right there to be in contention to take over that number 2 seed maybe about a month outside of the season, and then they kind of fell off and dropped off and ended up in the 4th seed. People were saying that Cleveland was trying to avoid playing Washington.
Man, please.
Nah, because Washington dropped just like Cleveland dropped. So, and there's no way to you can't determine all that shit a month out. So,
hell no. Just looking at it.
Bill is balling. They got to continue to get 25 out of him. Wall gonna do his thing.
Yeah.
Everybody else gonna do, I don't know. Because last night, the Hawks finally decided, and they decide this maybe once every 10 or 12 games. They got, you know what? We got a 6'11" dude down in the post. Let's give him the ball a couple times and see what happens.
Yeah.
And they gave Dwight the ball, and he did work. And I think that totally took Gortat out of the game.
The funny thing is, Gortat was Dwight's backup in Orlando.
Right.
Dwight practiced against this dude every day. Yep. And even not being the Superman type athlete he used to be, Dwight still got lift. He still got them high elbows and them forearms he like to throw.
Right.
Man, they showed a stat at the half last night.
Can't get around him. I mean,
they showed a stat at the half last night. The first 3 games, Dwight shot 15 times total. 15 times. Last night, game 1, the first half, he shot 11 times. 11 times.
Yeah.
That shit's ridiculous. I don't understand what Bud be doing sometimes. It seems like the offense we come down, and Dennis just shoots. He shoots a long jumper. Or Hardaway shoots a long jumper. Or Sapp does the step back. And Dwight got to come out high, set screens, better crash the board.
Yeah, that's it.
If not, you go onto the bench.
That's it. That's all he's good for. That's all that they think that he's good for. My thing is, why you pay him $70 million? We saw him all off season working on jump shots, working on different things to add to his game offensively, and then you don't utilize him offensively.
Let me ask you this common sense right here, and I know you're gonna get this. Does a post game help you more than shooting long jumpers with a team that like to run? You shooting them long jumpers, Washington getting them long boards and running.
And gone.
Compared to slowing the game down a bit, trying to keep John Wall from going 0 to 60, it's just feed him a little bit. you saw when he got the ball the energy level went up. He's blocking shots. You know,
it's a totally different player. You can tell a totally different player when he does that. So the Hawks got to be more consistent when doing that. So we're
right.
gonna see what they do tomorrow. Was it tomorrow night we play?
They play tomorrow.
We're gonna see what they do tomorrow night. Is they gonna come out with the same thing that they've been doing, or are they gonna try to get Dwight the ball some more? Another thing, the bench played a lot better.
Yeah.
At home, which we call that. We say the bench players play better than they do at home than they do on the road. Dennis didn't even play the first half in foul trouble.
And I tell you, boys, sometimes Dennis decide he don't want to play. He just want to foul. Just the whole half of a game, you want to foul.
Because the second foul was dumb, and then after that, why Coach Bud didn't take him out?
Just take him out.
I don't know. And that third foul was even more ludicrous. It's like, that's what I say. Sometimes I don't know what Coach Bud be thinking.
Right.
But they had your boy Calderon in there, who looked like he was fresh off of doing a line of that yay.
Boy.
What was going on with him yesterday?
Because his eyes were so big. I ain't never seen him that animated in all these years he been in the pros.
Never. He ain't shaved in weeks.
Because, I mean, his eyes was like this the whole time. And he wanted 5 minutes with Brandon Jennings. He wanted it.
No. He wanted 5 minutes with that ref.
Yeah, the ref, too. Yeah. He wanted that 5 last night.
Man, so I don't know.
And Bays showed up. We had a Bays sighting.
Yeah, we did.
I put in the stats for the show, 26.6 boards, 12 assists, and 5 threes combined from Calderon and Bays. That's good numbers off the bench.
Yeah.
Very good numbers. If we can get that type of consistent effort from them, because Dennis didn't have a good game last night. The numbers look good, but he didn't have a good game.
He had a good fourth.
Yeah, he showed up in the fourth. That saved it. But we weren't. Well, he's getting 27 a game from him up the first 2 or 3.
Yeah. Because I looked at his stat. I looked at the box score last night. I was like, damn, he only had 1 assist. And I had to think about it. Well, shit, he went to sit down 5 or 6 minutes into the game. He didn't come back in the third quarter. And then by that time, he was more on attack mode.
Right.
As far as his offense, more than trying to distribute. So, we'll see what happens. Well, funny thing before we get off the Hawks. We got 3. Check this out. We got the weak team, right? We got Sack with that weak ass step back.
Mm-hmm.
We got Dwight with the weak pullout game.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. Number 1 baby daddy in ATL.
And then we got Bays with the weakest temp fade this side of the Mississippi.
Oh my God. Man.
There's too many barbers here in Atlanta, man. You looking like Steph Curry out here, dog.
You try not to hate on folks. I try. But when folks be rich like that, I don't be understanding. It's like when you called it, you hit me with that last night, and I looked at the shit. I was like, damn, he's on national television with that shit. National television. They gave you $70 million last summer. Not even last year, like a couple months ago. $70 million. And then what did we get after that game went on? Kevin Durant and his struggle ass head. His is worse. He done seen like $200 million, if not more. And a good barber can make some bread with these teams.
But I think you hit the nail on the head. You said Bays cut his own hair.
He got to.
Look at it again.
He got to. And that's some cheap shit. You got $70 million, cuz. That's some cheap shit, right? He can do a club appearance. Just one club appearance, pay for all his damn haircuts for a year. That's a damn shame. Anyway, you do better, Bays.
Come on, dog. You get that temp tight, man. Get that temp tight.
Do better. All right. OKC is currently playing Houston right now. It's at the half. I didn't see the score, but I believe Houston went in.
51-44 Houston.
51-44. Does it end tonight?
Oh, that's why they are 3-1.
Yeah.
I picked OKC in this series, I think in 7.
I want to say they're going back home. I want to.
I think it's going to be over tonight. I tell you what, man.
You tell me why Billy Donovan didn't take Robertson out Sunday. Late in that game, letting him miss all them damn free throws.
That lost him the game pretty much.
It did.
It
did. Every game this series, the same thing has happened. They be up, Russell go sit down, shit go left. Every damn game this series. And, you know, I understand him trying to protect the team and all, with that whole next question thing the other day, but that was a legitimate question. It was a legitimate question because, hell, they fall apart. Every time. They fall apart. In the same way he got to take the heat, they need to be able to take it too.
Yeah. But, you know, I can see what he was trying to do, though.
No, I see why.
Even behind a legitimate question, we know how the media
gets.
Yeah. And I think he was hitting the nail right on the head when he's talking about how they just trying to make it seem like two different teams. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, man, why did Steven Adams just sit there and not say nothing?
That's his big homie. He just sat there quiet. Russell said, "Nah, dog." Okay.
Yeah, he wanted to say something, but nah, don't do it.
I'm sorry, man. You're a grown man. You should be able to talk. If they're paying you $25 million a year, because that new extension, if I can recall, is $400, you can answer them damn questions. And you should be there. You should. I mean, what, game 4, he did have 18 and 7. By far his best game this series. By far. But even with that 18 and 7, Nene old ass outplayed him. Even with that.
Playing good this series. He's been playing good this series. I wasn't expecting that from him.
Nah, I mean, you know, Nene's still gonna dunk on you. And they giving him easy shots. But this is another one of those clear cases of OKC got a 9. Houston has an AR-15 with an extended clip. It's just, look at game 4 alone. They got 64 points between Nene, Lou Will, and Eric Gordon off the bench. 64. That's not counting what they got from the starters. 64 from them 3 dudes. That's from their bench. Russell ain't got that type of help. He just don't.
He really don't. I mean, and you got, you know, even Pat Beverly hitting shots.
And he done came back to life the last 2 games. He ain't balling like he was game 1 and 2. Harden didn't even have one of his normal games with 16, 7, and 8. That game right there might have been their best chance to keep this series going. Losing that game and having to come back home, you're right, it's probably over tonight.
Yeah, actually, Beverly didn't ball last game. But,
last 2 games.
Harden only having 16 points. That just goes back to that question: why didn't Billy Donovan take Robertson out? Because Harden wasn't having a good shooting game.
I want to say he got hurt.
So you could have bought a couple of minutes, and put
McDermott,
probably McDermott or somebody in. But that was like 4 or 5 possessions. You really didn't even get a shot at the basket and came away with no points. Well, I think he had 2 free throws out of them 10, I think. But yeah, man, Billy Donovan, the coaching is a little shaky right now, partner.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at OKC stats, they shot well in game 3, shot well in game 4, and still lost. Did the best they could. They just don't have enough bullets in that gun to compete with Houston. They just don't. They just don't. Hopefully this summer they can try to get some help. Hopefully, but they might be pressed because they done paid a whole lot of money out to Enes Kanter to not do nothing, and they gave Oladipo a lot of money this summer, so their money's gonna be tied up. All right, Spurs and Grizzlies. Boy, this series is tied up. That game 4 Saturday was one of the better games I've seen in a long time playoff-wise. That was a thriller. I think I talked to you Saturday. He was like, yeah, I might watch the second half. I was like, dog, it's not that bad. They're actually hooping tonight.
Yeah, I turned to a fourth quarter, and I turned to it just in time. Yeah, that was a damn good game. Kawhi and Mike Conley going back and forth.
They put on the show.
They did. They really did. I thought the Spurs were going to pull it out. But
it seemed like it was trending that way. They were trying to give them the game. They were trying to.
But Conley and Gasol had Other ideas.
Talk about your boy LA.
Where's he at? I see he had 16 and 11, but
that was in game 3.
Is that game 3?
Yeah, game 4 is the bowl.
The what?
Right across. Same line.
Oh, I got you. Oh, 13 and 2.
That was game 4.
2 boards. And
I swear those 13 came in like that one flurry when he had that dunk and hit a couple of jumpers.
Man.
They paid that cat a lot of money.
Tony Parker, 0 points in game 3. 0.
But you know what? This series might be different though, because you remember game 3 is the game where Pop waved the flag and set the starters pretty much in the third quarter early.
Okay, so I haven't watched really any of this series until the fourth quarter of game 4.
Nah, I ain't watched much. I read about that. I saw it and I was like, damn, he pulled the starters that early. He said he ain't like pulled the starters in like the start of the third quarter. Pretty much went with the bench. They pretty much conceded that game.
Damn.
Right. So the game 3 stats are kind of skewed, but Danny Green has not had a good series at all. Paul Gasol is Paul Gasol. It's not, if LA ain't balling, it's really not a lot of talent. Like, it's a lot of scrap players. There's not a lot of talent on that team.
Well, that's how the Spurs get down though. A lot of these other teams try to mimic what the Spurs do.
Yeah.
They don't have the role players that contribute like the Spurs role players do. And,
right.
The Spurs, they got different ones. They got Patty Mills. They got Danny Green. They got Gasol coming out the bench. They got a lot of different guys that on any given night, somebody gonna step up. But these last couple games, it just seems like they kind of been out of sorts. But I expect them to get back on track. Back at home. And
Manu Ginobili needs to retire this summer. He's finished.
Yeah, I think they'll still close it out in 6.
We'll see. But I'm proud of Memphis. I mean, they still got the same thing. Still don't have a wing. Vince Carter is trying, but Vince Carter's 45 years old. Zebo 47. But we'll see how it goes. It ain't but so much to say about that. Good defensive series. Kawhi Leonard is pretty damn good. If you didn't watch game 4, if you just watched the fourth quarter and overtime of game 4, Kawhi Leonard hit some incredible shots in that game. Incredible.
He really did.
To see where he's come from, awesome. It's just awesome. But yeah.
Looking at some of these numbers, Spurs, they're not a Golden State. Cavs kind of rely on the 3-pointer, but they do rely on it to some degree, and shooting 30% over the last game or two, that's not gonna cut it. That goes directly to Denny Green, Patty Mills, Mono. Y'all got to step up.
Yeah, I think that's the only 3 really shooters they got from 3.
Yeah, Kawhi not gonna take many. He's capable of making. Well, I take that back because he shot 7 for 10 from 3.
He was just on Saturday.
Yeah, that was just that one game though.
Because that's not his normal. He was just on.
Because he took 30 shots from the field period, and he don't normally take that many shots. So.
Nah. But so you still got Spurs in 6? Yeah, that's. You know what? I'm gonna say 7. They're gonna finish in 7.
I mean, I'm going 6. I think I said sweep or 5 initially.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think we both said sweep. I don't think we gave him a game. So.
Well, damn.
Yeah. All right. Raptors and Bucks. Toronto's up 3-2. I don't really want to go too deep into this series here because it's Raptors and Bucks. I don't think Giannis has. It would be so dope if Jabari wasn't hurt and playing right now because he really needs help scoring. That team struggles to score the ball. They don't have a point guard. Brogdon is a rookie. Snell is not a consistent shooter. Thon Makers, okay.
He was supposed to be Middleton, and he has not had a good game the last 2 games. That's supposed to be 4. So
I want to say with him, he's coming back from. I want to say he came back from the ACL right around the All-Star break, and that takes some time. But he's out there. But they tied to him Raptors, Kyle Lowry. It seems like they go as their guards go. Serge has been doing pretty solid, but even I was looking at the numbers before I sat there and did my notes for the show. They're still not even shooting a high percentage. It's just they're just better than the Bucks. That's all. They're just better than them.
Right. They are.
So
they should be able to close that series out.
They should. Clippers and Jazz 2-2. ISO Joe. You called it a couple weeks ago. Joe Johnson has pretty much been the catalyst in the 2 wins.
Yeah.
He's been the catalyst. I tell you, man, I know that hindsight's always 20/20, but even when he was in Miami last year, when he got, cut and went there, Joe always been able to score. It just seemed like maybe nobody was offering him no money. Maybe that's what it was, because I want to say he got 2 years, $20 million to go sit on the bench there. Nobody else probably had that money for him.
Either that or he took the first deal available, because I remember when the deal came out, he's like, yeah, he on the back side of his career, but Joe, you couldn't get no more than 20?
Right.
You had suckers out here getting 60, 70, 80?
Right. So, imagine putting him on Memphis, or put him with the Clippers at small forward. It's a whole lot of teams that need that scoring. It must have been the only deal. It must have been the only real money that was offered. But he's playing some of his better ball. I mean, but this is what he does. Joe ain't going to win you every game. He ain't that damn consistent, but he'll get you a game, maybe 2, because you can't teach 6'8", and the boy is a shot maker. You just can't teach it.
Right. It's just his game is more suited for fourth-quarter playoffs or late-game situations.
Yep.
With the Hawks, we were just depending on him to be the guy every night, 48 minutes.
Ain't him.
That just really ain't his game. It just really ain't him. So,
the complexion of this series changed really with Blake Griffin getting hurt. Blake got hurt game 3, and I heard a stat today. Well, I heard somebody talking today, and it made sense because they was like, "Well, we keep talking about Blake's career being over with them. That's a player option he got. Blake might decide to opt in instead of going back out there, so he might just be there next year." I thought he was completely free. I didn't know it was a player option.
Yeah, I didn't either. I actually probably heard the same thing you heard. Not with the injury, he might be
yeah.
Go ahead and opt in.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah, this series has been one injury for one team, another injury for another team. It's been back and forth. Gobert went out first game, and Blake went out. Then Gordon Hayward decided that he wanted to get food poisoning. How the hell you get food poisoning and you the home team? I don't know.
Right.
That shit usually happens to the cats on the road. So what did Joe wife cook? Or what did Joe girl cook?
I tell you what, though. You see he had 40 points in game 3. I hope they got a handshake agreement, because to not have no leverage with him too.
He is totally free, right?
Yes, totally. I hope they got an agreement, because I'm sorry. People, one day when we got a lot of time, it really don't take that much time. Leverage people. You don't let people get to the end of their deal and they can walk away from your money and go somewhere else with you getting nothing. I know people like playoff revenue. That's dope. But I want to control my situation. I like leverage, and they have none. So don't be surprised he holding up a green jersey about the second week of July.
I'm about to say, man, I can see a sign and trade, because Boston,
they got pieces to give.
He came back in this series, but I'm not expecting them to go to the finals or nothing. They got some pieces that they can package up.
Yeah.
For Gordon Hayward.
Yep. But they ain't even got to get the pieces. They can get them for the free.
Utah don't have no point guard, right?
Nah. They got your boy Hill. They got Hill and they got the Dante boy.
Okay.
The tall Australian, a project.
That's right. But yeah, I can see some packaging of some things like a Jay Crowder and a Marcus Smart or Avery Bradley.
But they ain't even got to. He can walk to Boston. Right. They should have did this shit in February.
That's why he's unrestricted.
Right. He can walk. So Boston can get the number 1 pick in the draft, sign him outright, and keep all them players.
Right. Well, I guess I was thinking about the sign and trade. Sometimes even when the cats are free so they can get max money,
Yeah.
sign with the team, but then it's a sign and trade so that they
Yeah,
still
yeah.
get the money, but then move on. I'm thinking, I have to think about it a little bit more, but Boston got top pick, or one of the top picks, and they're gonna draft a point guard more than likely.
That they don't really need.
They don't. Well,
But they do. They don't, but they do.
because I don't think Isaiah Thomas is a point guard.
He's not.
It's probably going to be an unpopular opinion, but I would package him up in something.
I sure would. In a heartbeat.
You know what I'm saying? I package him in Jay Crowder.
In a heartbeat.
I package him up real quick.
Yep.
Give me the boy from Washington or Alonzo Ball running point. We're going with Gordon Hayward, Al Horford.
Got something even better for you. Give me Gordon Hayward and Derek Favors. Because we need a big. I'll send you back Isaiah Thomas, Jay Crowder, whatever, to make that work. Because you need a big. They don't have a big either.
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll work. That'll work. They got options. But anyway, which you think it's 2-2 right now? What you think? How you think this series ends? Gobert's back.
I guess Gobert's
So
back.
they're back full strength.
Gobert's back.
Cause they had Paul Pierce old ass playing some meaningful minutes the other day.
Who?
Paul Pierce old ass.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to pick the Clippers.
It's possible. It's possible.
Against my better judgment, I'm going to go ahead and still rock with the Clippers.
All right, people. We have got anything else basketball? Not really.
No, I think we touched on all the series.
Okay. All right, we're gonna go NFL real quick, people. We're gonna touch on the last 16 picks of our mock draft from the week before. Of course, things have changed, but we're just gonna see what we got with that. Starting off 17 through 32. The gentleman from NFL Network, this is he did an updated one, but we're gonna finish off with the one we had. The Redskins are at 17, and on this mock draft, they had them taking Jabril Peppers. Mr. Peppers had an issue this week with his sample coming back diluted, but I don't think that's going to hamper him too much because it's not like he's a quarterback. I like this pick. I mean, their offense is going to be what it is. They got to figure out what they're going to do with Kirk Cousins, but in this, he's a Swiss Army knife. You play him in a lot of places, so I'm cool with that. You good with that?
What is he going to be though? Because at 5'11", I think they said he measured out 5'11", 215.
Honey Badger, free safety, basically.
I was gonna think something like that because that linebacker thing that he did, that's not going.
Hell no. He's strictly playing safety in the NFL. They put him in the box, he gonna get hurt.
Well, you know what? Now that I think about it, who's the guy? Is it Tony Jefferson? That Cardinals had playing?
Yeah. He with Baltimore now.
Okay. Maybe he can be that type of player, but I wouldn't start off having him in that role.
No. All right, 18, the Titans, they go what's up?
So, the Redskins need all the help they can get on defense.
Basically. Titans go with Corey Davis at wide receiver. I think they need wide receiver help. They could go corner too because they can't defend no damn body. But I guess they're trying to pepper their quarterback, Mariota, with all the weapons he can get, which is a good thing. 19, he has the Bucs taking Derek Barnett, defensive end. In the NFC South, you got good quarterbacks, and you got to get after them. So I ain't mad at that at all. Broncos go outside linebacker with Hassan Reddick. That's replacing Ware played outside linebacker, right? Defensive end, outside linebacker.
Right.
So solid pickup. They got to get back to where they were with that defense. I want to say they lost a couple of linebackers over the last couple of years. So
I'm not
restocking.
They just picked up Shane Ray last year, right? Was it last year?
He's playing defensive end. So it's depth. With the way things are moving now, they like to have 2 or 3 of them.
Do they play 3-4 or 4-3?
I want to say they play 3-4.
Okay.
So he's playing outside linebacker.
Outside linebacker. Okay. I mean, I don't know much about that cat.
So I don't know either. I guess the main thing I'm looking at is the fits.
Right, as far as the positions, right. I got
Yeah. So Lions go defensive end.
Corey Davis, going back to that pick at 18 of Titans. Corey Davis is going to probably be a steal I think he got a foot injury or something that's held him out of a lot of workouts and things in this process. But some people had him in some of those early mocks and whatnot, right up there with Mike Williams.
Right, I saw that.
Back and forth between who was the better receiver.
Right.
I think he is supposed to be the more explosive out of the two. Mike Williams is more of the I won't say possession type of guy.
Yeah. Jump ball, big guy.
Titans could definitely use some speed on the outside, so I'm liking the way that pick may fall to them right there.
All right, we got the Lions going with Jordan Willis at defensive end. Again, they got to chase Aaron Rodgers 2 times a season. So defensive end, and in the NFL nowadays, you need a quarterback, you need a pass rush, and you need cornerbacks to cover. So not mad at that pick at all. Dolphins going offensive line, Ogard with Forrest Lamp. I want to say they cut or traded one of their linemen this summer. So they're rebuilding theirs as well, going back to their line.
I wonder what's the grade on that guy, though, because normally you can wait for a guard. Tackle maybe not, but a guard.
Right.
I need to see if I can find some tape and see what his grade is, because he must be outstanding.
Yeah, this ain't really been an offensive line draft. From what I've seen in all these mocks, it ain't been many of them taken high at all. So he must have a pretty solid grade. He must.
Yeah.
Giants went offensive line. That's from what we saw last year. That was a must because Eli ain't gonna wait in that line. If somebody get through, Eli's throwing it away to the ground or in the stands. Eli ain't taking no damn hits. And it don't make no sense to have Brandon Marshall and Odell Beckham on the outside and Eli throwing to the ground because he ain't taking no hit.
I'll say it's amazing that Odell even is able to put up some of the numbers he's putting up because they haven't had a running game. Their line is jacked up. So it's like, damn, when the hell Eli got time to throw the ball? Them
slants, them bubble screens. Odell is making that shit work on his own. Because Eli is getting that. He ain't taking no hit, cuz. He's not.
Nah, he been like, you ain't hitting Eli. Fuck
that. He is throwing it away. So your sack numbers ain't gonna be high against Eli.
Like you said, to the ground, to the coach, to the ref, to the other team.
You ain't taking no hit.
You ain't taking no hit. Not happening.
This Raiders selection at 24, the tight end for Miami. I could have sworn they just drafted a tight end for Miami like a year or two ago. Clive Warford, I want to say was his name.
Oh yeah, they had him last year. He did pretty good, but he's not on the level of that kid right there.
All right, Texans go with a guy named Davis Webb. My sheet got cut.
I can't pronounce his last name, but David Njoku, I think is how you say it for Miami.
Yeah.
He on a different level.
Okay, so I mean, again, that's another team looking out for their quarterback, peppering him with weapons. Can't knock him for that. Seattle going with Kevin King at cornerback at 26. Initially, all the talk seemed to be that they were going to trade Sherm. It seemed like they don't back that talk down lately, saying they don't think it's going to happen, and that's the good thing. I kind of like to see him stay there. Maybe they ironed out their issues, but seemed like they still could use a corner on the other side though.
Oh hell yeah!
Seemed like they still could because it wasn't Sherm's guy.
They have not been solid at that corner position since Brandon Brown left.
You talking about personal penalty?
They haven't been
Mr. Flag.
They tried Byron Maxwell. He did decent. Miami gave him that big ass deal and overpaid him. And then they brought in after that. I think they brought in another walking penalty, Kerry Williams.
Kerry Williams, yes sir.
Didn't pan out. Who do they have? I'm trying to think who they had last year. But yeah, anyway, yeah, they could use another corner. Because I think they next best corner, I want to say, is the slot cat, Lane.
Yeah.
That's their next best corner. So yeah, they can definitely use a corner.
And it's gonna be a lot of stuff happening Thursday night with this draft. Because from what I understand, the Raiders and Marshawn are tied in, trying to figure out what they're gonna do. From what I understand, the money's off. And we'll talk about money when we get down to the bottom in a little bit, because
that
shit ain't sweet.
What we gotta talk about is going to be tied right hand in hand, I think, with Marshawn deal. So yeah, we'll get to that.
Shit ain't sweet right now for the running back market. The Chiefs got them taking Dalvin Cook at number 27. I like that. That's on Jamal Charles 2.0. Mm-hmm. It seemed like I didn't watch the interview last week. You called it. I mean, is this cat's off-field stuff that bad that his money's getting messed up like this?
Oh, no, he got a laundry list of shit.
It is? Okay, he does? Okay.
He got a laundry list of shit. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, we talk about it all the time. I mean, guess knock on wood because we haven't had a player get locked up in two weeks, I think.
Boy, round about.
But, I mean, some reasons, them football players, man, they going to find themselves.
You know what? I'm wrong. It ain't been pro players. It's been college players. They've been getting locked up hard the last couple of weeks. So, you know, but the pros have been pretty solid. They've been laying low. But, yeah, I just hate to see that cat. Actually, what I would like to see before my Panthers take McCaffrey, I'd rather trade back and take Dalvin Cook and get extra pick. I would love that.
Trading back is the look, man. Trading back is the look. You can get the same guy or
the
same quality type player. Why not trade back?
Right. Don't make no sense to me. Well, it don't seem like Fournette's going to be there for us anyway, and I don't want to give no picks away to get up there and get him, so trade back. But we'll find out.
I was going to say, man, what y'all waiting on to call us, man?
Shit, nah. That's not what's going to happen. I hear y'all going to take Mitchell at 2.
Y'all waiting for draft night?
Nah, we ain't going to do that. We're not going to sacrifice our few, because, again, if that happens, I'm calling out sick next Tuesday. If I do the show, I'm doing it with a bag on my head in protest.
Oh, man.
If we give y'all all our picks for a running back, I will be drove. All right, we got Dallas taking T.J. Watt, J.J.'s little brother. I keep hearing that this guy's a better athlete than J.J.
I want to see it.
I want to see it. I keep hearing that shit. I want to see it.
You know, no, you ain't gonna tell me
got Green Bay
he's supposed to be better than J.J. Watt, and I ain't heard shit about him really up until this presser started.
Bruh, heard nothing. He was playing in Wisconsin. The old school ain't heard nothing. But you got Green Bay taking a cornerback, which is definitely needed because they had a bad playoff due to their cornerbacks, and they need cornerback help. Steelers got John Ross falling all the way to them, the guy who broke C2 Chris Johnson's combine 40 time. But I hear he has injuries. And Steelers, they got conditionally Martavis Bryant got reinstated today. Let's hope he stays off the week.
Right.
Let's hope. Falcons got them taking an old lineman. I believe one of their starters retired this summer. I want to say. And you got the Saints taking inside linebacker. Saints need all the help they can on defense. All the help they can. But the Saints allow us to segue into a signing of a number 1 Hall of Fame player.
Before you go into that, but Green Bay, they could definitely use a corner. It's supposed to be, I think, a talent rich draft at cornerback.
Gotcha.
I'm thinking, depending on how these running backs kind of fall,
they could use one.
Maybe trying to trade up a couple of picks, maybe to get in front of the Chiefs to get a Dalvin Cook.
It's possible.
Maybe they take that jump and draft Mixon.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up because it was on my mind today, but I didn't get around to putting it on my notes. I just don't understand how people are not allowed to get second chances. I mean, don't get me wrong, people. The shit he did was real fucked up. It was. But the cat, he was a kid. That was a couple of years ago. It was wrong. But damn, him and the girl settled. She came out and spoke on it, said she wanted to move forward. I just don't understand. People are flat out taking him off their boards. Just even if he falls 3rd, 4th round, no. That's amazing to me.
That's how GMs get fired.
That's amazing to me.
So, we'll see. I think a lot of them are probably just saying that. At some point, if he's there at a good value pick, you're taking it. I
tell you what's funny, and this is a bit okay. You don't like women getting beat on, but you guys voted for a guy who ain't got a lick of respect for women, and you're cool with that. It don't make no sense and a lot of these owners supported the guy who ain't got a lick of respect for women and treat them any kind of way, but you don't want your team associated with a guy who did something like this. That's kind of hypocritical to me. But I just hope the kid gets a chance, man.
Very much so. Very much.
It's messed up. He sat out a year. You know, give a kid a chance.
What I don't understand, and I mean, if you got 5 or 6 teams that has taken him off of their board, it's so big. You know, you got 25, 26 other teams. Somebody's going to take him, and he's going to get. My thing is, outside of money, and that first round money being guaranteed, unless you scared of that part of it, outside of that, I don't get the problem with drafting the guy, whether it's first, second, third, fourth, fifth round, whatever. I don't see the problem with drafting him unless you're scared of the first round and him cutting up again, and then you got a guaranteed money. But I don't see that. I don't really see that happening. It's not even that. From what I understand, it's the whole backlash of it. They don't want the fans to be against them and all of that. It's I'm telling you, it's the same thing like what happened with Ray Rice. Ray Rice had them 2 games until that video dropped. I want to say Mixon's video just dropped, like December or so. And when the video dropped, all this shit came back up. The kid had already sat the time. It was over. Video changes everything. Yeah, but everything. These some of these presidents, these GMs, owners, whatever, need to get some balls because these fans can talk all that shit that they want till he scored like 10 touchdowns for them. Nobody's finna stop watching football. Okay, until y'all do shit like get rid of the kickoffs and all this other crazy shit y'all talking about doing, moving teams to London and shit. Nobody's finna stop watching football. So please miss me with the whole backlash. Right. What the fans gonna say? Stop. We gonna be here. We're gonna find out because I'm thinking top of that second round. We gonna see when he's sitting there. Top of that second, we gonna see. And one last point I wanted to make: Falcons. I mean, they need an O-line. I think the O-line played good last year, but if they had somebody retire, they could probably use another piece. I would, if I'm them, I would continue to stock that defense with young players. Yep. I thought they would go DN. Either DN. To me, they got to do something with them linebackers. And you got Reuben Foster sitting down there at 31, and he ain't off the board. I don't give a damn how diluted his damn sample was. That boy is a tackling beast. You take care of you, Atlanta, at 31. Well, I want to say in our previous – do I have it? I want to say he went higher than that in our previous one. So he was already off the board. And this guy's – I'm thinking he probably going to fall because you got – yeah, he was 15 in this one. But, yeah, this sample – but, he was on – he's definitely a top 10 talent, no doubt. Yeah. You got this coming out, and then you got the other incident he had at the combine with the nurses and the doctors or whatever. And then I seen today where he's not even being invited to the draft. You know what? I ain't even tripping on that shit. I like what these cats been doing last couple of years, turning up with their family and friends, not going to the draft. Oh no, that's good. But I'm just saying that probably will speak to him dropping. Right. Well, yeah. Speak to him dropping. That's true. But he was on ESPN all day yesterday. He seemed like a decent kid to me. Yeah. I guess of course that's rehearsed. But he seemed like a decent kid. He didn't seem like, and I just don't believe that he would have stayed on Nick Saban's team, even if you're performing, if you just a wild animal like that. He don't do that. Nah, he doesn't. I mean, like I said, man, and then you look at the what him and Peppers really got to go through as far as being put into the program right off the bat because of these samples. Come to find out, I think after 180 days, as long as they clean, they didn't held up their end of the bargain as far as going to whatever classes and whatever comes with being in the first step of their program, that they free and clear after that, they out. Oh, they good then. So that's like 6 months. They good then. They Gucci. So draft that boy. Hey, you know what we always say? Everybody talk that shit till they on that clock. 'Cause talent always went up. All day. Always went up. I'm waiting for y'all to call so we can trade back and get a couple picks. Because I would love to pair him with Navarro Bowman in the middle of my linebacker core all day. I rebuke that in the name of Jesus. Hey, man, don't bring Jesus into this, man. I rebuke that. He busy. Okay, last story of the day. Purple Jesus, Adrian Peterson, the homie. We've shown him on here a few times over the last couple of weeks. He signed with the New Orleans Saints today. And he only got a 2-year, $7 million deal which comes out to $3.5 a year.
Boy, I tell you, I don't see the fit. I just don't. I'm telling you, this shit right here is the reason why he didn't get a better deal somewhere else. This shit right here. And it's your fault. We tweet this shit out there every week. Somebody caught it. Some staffer somewhere caught it. And they were going to give him money. And they just said, hold on. Look at this right here. Who are these AA sports guys that have this picture floating around? You are the reason, sir, that he's down there eating beignets, sharing a backfield with a young back who had a solid season last year with a BS defense, and they better not get behind because then they're going to throw the ball 45 times a game.
And they are going to be behind.
I don't understand this.
You look at, I mean, they spent all that money on Jarius Byrd, be their safety. Now he gone. They didn't release him because he didn't cut it. You got that wild-ass animal, Kenny Vaccaro, back there.
That's another walking penalty.
He might do it from play to play, but I like him.
Yeah.
You don't have no corners. What do they have?
I want to say Keenan Lewis, old ass, their best corner. Did they cut him? I want to say they cut him.
So they need some help. They need a lot of help on defense. Even with Adrian Peterson signed, I still think they're the fourth best team in a division.
Because they can't stop no damn body.
Okay. And so he's basically going to be slight upgrade from what Tim Hightower basically was for them last year.
Basically. And so now you got him and Mark Ingram, and both of them put the ball on the ground. Both of them. So
it's, like you said, it had to be the only money out there.
I'm okay. The Giants, they don't have a starting back. Before this Marshawn Lynch stuff happened, he could have talked to the Raiders. He talked to Seattle.
He did. He went to both of those.
New England.
He went to New England.
And I know it's more teams in there. Hell, Jacksonville don't have a running back. So you went to a team that ain't got no chance of making the playoffs. Again, this has to come back to how much of a bag he was asking for. It has to. It has to.
Man, that's the only thing I can see. Like I said, you got a pass-happy team. Unless he's just there to be a goal line back.
That's it. He's gonna get 15 carries a game. Most of them gonna be on the goal line.
Right.
And
what I wanted to pull it up, but I looked high and low. I couldn't find. I got to look for some more sites. But I wanted to pull up the snap difference between how many snaps Drew Brees took from under center, how many he took out of shotgun,
right,
and AP's production out of both formations.
Right.
Because they're not an eye running team.
They don't.
Saints not. So that's going to be interesting to see exactly how he actually.
Tampa need a running back. I would have went to a lot of different places. Tampa had a solid ass season. He must have been. He was working out with Jameis this summer, releasing videos. He must have been coming in asking $10, $11 million a year. He had to.
And and I think he probably went ahead and jumped on this deal because the draft is coming up, and after teams draft some players, he probably wouldn't have gotten $3 million.
Bruh.
Probably could have got a better situation.
What's the dude up in Green Bay, the wide receiver?
Ty Montgomery.
You telling me he couldn't have went and got 15 carries from him and go to the playoffs?
Exactly.
Man, I hate to see Hall of Fame cats go out like this. I hate to see it. This is on the level of Emmitt Smith going to the Cardinals. To me, hell, at least Emmitt Smith got a real bag. He
did. They paid the hell out of his.
This ain't a bag. This. Oh well.
Proud royal bag full of change is what it is.
Basically, for a cat that done seen the money he done seen, man, that shit hurt my heart this morning.
Yeah, it's a lot of question marks. Like I said, it couldn't have been about the money. He done made his money, so why not go to a better situation?
Right. For $3 million, he couldn't have went nowhere else. Nowhere. They've been paying. They were paying fullbacks $5 million this year. $5 million.
Look what we did.
Right. A couple of teams did. Anyway. All right, big homie. We have come to the end of the show. We're gonna see what happens this week, people. We should do another show Thursday. Again, I'm letting y'all know now there will not be any hate on this show next Tuesday if we trade all our second round picks to move up in the draft.
Are we gonna do one Thursday? Because the draft on Thursday.
Okay, so we won't do one Thursday. We're gonna do a big recap on Tuesday of next week.
Shit. A lot going on Thursday. I need 3 TVs instead of 2.
Yeah.
Who playing Thursday? Well, some of these series may be over, so there may not be very many basketball games.
Yeah. Oklahoma's doing their thing. We'll see how the fourth work out. But yeah, draft is on Thursday, so we're gonna be fully into the NFL draft. Depending on how these series go next week, we might be NFL heavy next Tuesday. Because and you hit me with it the other day. LeBron and them get a whole week off just to sit home and chill.
I seen a stat. LeBron is 28-4 against the East in the playoffs over the last however many years. He done swept or been a part of teams that have swept like 10 or 12 7-game series. Most in the history of the league.
People, y'all can hate on that man all you want. We are witnessing history. Every playoff run with this cat, we're witnessing history. Find something else to hate on.
He don't show no signs of slowing down.
Nah. And ain't no conglomerate, no team out there in the East right now that's put together got a chance.
I mean, if you think about how long will it take, even if LeBron only played 20 minutes a game, once he gets to the stadium, he can only play 20 minutes. Long he's on the back end of his career. How long do we have before we even get to that point?
I tell you something that I know is gonna happen. We got to wrap up here, but I'll tell you one thing that we know is gonna happen. They're gonna get rid of that whole you can get cut and go to a playoff team in March. They're gonna cut that off early because they gotta call that the LeBron rule. They got to, because you got an unselfish superstar who will pass the ball. If you look at that bench, the talent on his bench, these cats are choosing to go play with him. It's not even fair. And it's not his fault that he's unselfish. It's not his fault. You know, they're gonna find a way to eliminate that some kind of way. They're gonna move it up or set the deadline sooner. They're gonna find a way to eliminate that.
Well, we got the I think the new CBA is coming up. 2018.
Mm-hmm.
In another year and a half or so. So it would have to be something negotiated in that. But there's gonna be a lot of stuff on the table. And, you know, when you have these negotiations and these CBAs, sometimes you don't fight for everything just so you can get some stuff. So how much is the league going to say that is a problem? So I know they think that this resting thing is more of a problem, and they probably going to be fighting so hard tooth and nail for that. That's something that's actually more important, like what you talked about, will probably go by the wayside.
Right. Well, yeah, it's just, and it's not his fault. It's not a Cleveland thing. It's just you got an unselfish cat that people want to play with. Not his fault. Anyway.
But so for last call, I've been noticing some things over the last couple of games. Not even watching one series because he seems to be popping up like Waldo. Is Derrick Rose on a recruiting tour that we don't know about?
Derrick Rose gonna get a bag, cuz. He's gonna get a bag.
Showing up at all these games like he.
And they showed him love in Chicago. They showed him love.
They did.
I don't know where his fit's gonna be. I don't know, but he gonna get a bag. Yeah. He, people can say what they want. He didn't have a bad season. He didn't necessarily get hurt like I thought he would, but it's a place for him.
Yeah, because he averaged 18-6, 18-5,
18-6,
something like that.
18-6. I tell you what, you put him on. I'd love to see a coach like Pop get a hold of him.
Yeah,
I'd love to see that.
Tony Parker can't play forever.
Nah, and they tied to his. I was looking at their salary situation. They tied to him for about another year. But Derrick, you imagine putting him on your bench coming off, and all he does is score for you. It's gonna be interesting summer. It's really gonna be interesting summer. Yeah. But
damn, Derrick Jeter is winning that life.
Yeah, I meant to throw him up in that whole last call thing. Shout out to Derek Jeter and Jeb Bush for buying the Marlins. I I don't see that working in the Miami. I mean, they won a World Series, but just Miami just seemed too busy for a baseball team. But however, with the Latino and the Hispanic crowd they got down there, they love baseball. So,
Right.
you know.
And then Derek Jeter can play into that. Miami's a different city. You know, you got the Dolphins. They come in with all these minority owners like Serena and Venus and.
Damn, they got 2 World Series, don't they?
The Marlins. Yeah, they win a World Series and then
they fall off and sell everybody.
6 years and then they start over and then so.
Yeah, they got 2.
Yeah.
Shit, most teams ain't got 1. So.
Exactly. So we'll see how that goes. Everything else was copacetic on here. Any other thing you want to leave the people with before we get out here and watch this fourth quarter?
That's about it. Shout out to that boy Joel Berry for entering the draft, then unentering the draft the next day. We're gonna need you for your senior year.
Wait a minute. He already pulled out?
Yes, today. I'm assuming somebody called him like, bro, don't do it. He's like, all right then. Gotcha.
Somebody need to call Theo Pinson.
I'm hoping it happens soon. Now he know Joel better than him. So if Joel pulled out in a day, Theo, come on home. Get ready for the senior year. We got to defend this title.
All right. And
that's all I got.
And if they talking about Justin, they still talking about Justin Jackson's bottom half of the first round. Theo, what? No, dog. No.
Shit. Portland need Justin Jackson.
No. Portland need me or you. They need a lot. But
yeah,
no, they need a lot. Tony Bradley. No.
Come on home. We need you.
Back to school.
We need you. Man, I hate when we get to rumbling. Maybe good stuff we'll be talking about. I pulled up the top 100 players the other day. You know, we got one player at the top 25, and that's Young Felton. Just one. It's amazing how these cats are going to these programs and sit on the bench.
Yeah.
It's amazing to me. Instead of playing. It's amazing. But we'll get into that. We got time for that.
We got time. All right, people. Well, y'all know what it is. We here another week. We're glad y'all tuned in and checked us out again. Again, don't forget to check us out on the social media platforms. We got the AA Sportscast IG page. We got the AA Sportscast Twitter page. Hey, tell them where to find yourself at.
At Rike6000 on Twitter.
All right, you can catch myself at Diego Barish. So we'll be out here. We'll see y'all again maybe Thursday. More than likely next Tuesday. We'll see how it goes. Again, don't forget, watch, like, hit that subscribe button, share with your friends. We appreciate the love and the support. Again, it's AA Sports, straight sports, no chasers. We holler at y'all next week. We out. Peace.